next impeachment hearing na lang i-discuss yung kay Las Cañas na testimony.
Kasi ano no, kanina yung may mga bagong points na na-raise during the direct testimony of Director Matibag, katulad nung Las Cañas alleged Las Cañas statement, no? I'm not calling it an affidavit because well, we're not sure who signed it, for one, and second, definitely it was not notarized. So which is not conform to what an affidavit should be. So we're calling it just a mere statement. But yun kasi, although admittedly it was attached, no? I think it was attached to the former Senator Trillanes' affidavit, but it was under Article 2 dapat and not under Article 4. So we wanted time to go over the 100-something page affidavit just to make sure we're able to intelligently ask cross questions. So that's why we decided that we would try to seek the permission of the Honorable Impeachment Court if we could have a continuance, meaning kung pwedeng ituloy na lang namin bukas yung cross. And thankfully, we are very thankful to the Impeachment Court na napagbigyan naman po yung ating request.
Attorney, so far, kamusta yung naging performance ng defense across examination? Nakuha niyo ba yung targets po ninyo for this witness?
Well, syempre ayoko namang sabihin na naging okay kami dahil that's parang tinataas natin yung sarili nating bangko. But at least for this first half of the cross-examination, we were able to, again, meet our targets. So masaya naman kami sa nangyari. But definitely hindi pa tayo tapos. So itutuloy pa natin tomorrow and we'll see how things go.
May mga targets pa tayo, sir, for next...
For tomorrow, yes.
For tomorrow.
Meron din tayo. Meron tayong mga hindi pa nailabas kanina. So hopefully, mailabas natin lahat tomorrow.
Attorney, para lang dun para mas maintindihan lang ng public, ano yung sinasabing mga bagong argumento na hindi kasali sa original na narinig nyo ito ba yung kay Las Cañas? Ito ba yung affidavit niya? Ano ba yun?
Hindi naman po argumento, but basically documents that were being presented kanina. Yung pangunahin doon yung talaga yung kay Mr. Las Cañas na obviously hindi pa namin narepaso for today because nga hindi dapat siya parte ng Article 4. No? So nagulat tayo na we ventured into that. Wala namang mali doon that we ventured into it. Pero just in the interest of being able to intelligently ask questions on ano yung naging basis ng continuing, ano yung mga, di ba kasi ang sabi, dumaan daw yun as part of the ongoing open investigation. So gusto lang nating mabasa din muna kung ano yung laman talaga ng dokumento na yon. So before we continue with cross-examination, para naman kung sa tingin namin, meron pa kaming dapat itanong ukol sa ginagawang investigasyon ngayon na ang sinabi nga kanina ni Director Matibag is still ongoing, bukas na namin may tatanong.
Attorney, ano pong kanina po, yung naging technique kanina ni Attorney Vilon during the cross-examination, the usual tactic of impeaching the witness, casting the doubts on the credibility. Without touching on the merits, Attorney, how would you describe Attorney Melvin Matibag as a witness by the prosecution? Siya po ba ay credible? Siya po ba ay irrelevant?
Well, that's really... I'm sorry, that's really for the court to appreciate. Pero syempre, ang point namin talaga is to test the credibility, test kung may bias man o wala. That's why meron kami mga presenta na mga bagay-bagay kanina. I don't want to specify, but nakita nyo naman, napanood naman natin, no, that we were really just testing the credibility at kung may personal bias yung witness because that will syempre affect yung integrity nung kanyang naging testimonya or at least yung pagsasagawa ng investigasyon. But whether or not we were able to show that, I think that's really for the impeachment court's appreciation. I don't want to say we did. I don't want to say we did not, no, because that will be, of course, self-serving on our part.
Actually, 1 year and 8 months na yung sinasabing assassin. Until now, wala silang nailabas na pangalan. Ayaw pa nila sabihin kung sino. You think meron ba talaga yan?
Well, that's something for the prosecution to prove. And yun nga, nabanggit naman, and let's be fair to Director Matibag, nabanggit naman niya na ongoing pa yung investigation, kaya hindi pa siya pwede magsalita at nasabi rin niya na may mga persons of interest allegedly at hindi lang ma-disclose because obviously these things are confidential. So sa atin, we're just waiting, and if kung meron mang lumabas, whether now, kasi ang mukhang wala namang lalabas now, but nagsabi naman, may isang senator judge rin na nagtanong na kung pwedeng balikan ito, kung sakaling meron ng development dyan, then we'll just be ready to also test kung totoo nga ba o hindi itong paratang na may assassin, because of course, as we've mentioned, and as the Vice President has mentioned herself, wala naman siyang sinabing assassin, or yung katagang assassin was never used in that video.
Attorney, kanina pagbigyan po yung prosecution na ma-explain yung sa relevance ng public trust ratings with the argument doon sa betrayal of public trust. On the part of the defense po, can you explain kahit broad strokes lang po why yun po yung point of argument ng defense na may kinalaman ng surveys sa betrayal of public trust?
Well, sa atin, pinakita lang naman natin na kung betrayal of public trust ang pinag-uusapan ng tao, yung tiwala ng tao sa ating Vice Presidente, pinakita lang natin at tinanong lang natin. Ang point lang naman nun is tinanong lang natin kung yung mga ganong bagay ay kinoconsider din ng NBI sa kanilang investigation, lalo na parating nababanggit yung katagang betrayal of public trust kanina. So it was just a question, and Director Matibag naman answered also.
Sir, pinpoint out dun sa interjection ni Senator Pia na hindi dapat tanggapin ng evidence yung affidavit ni Las Cañas dahil private document daw, walang notaryo, hindi naman na-test mismo ng tao. Sa tingin nyo, yun ang magiging argumento nyo na hindi dapat talaga tanggapin yun.
Kasi sa regular courts, meron kasi talaga tayong rules on evidence, no? Yun kasi yung na-discuss kanina. At ayon sa rules on evidence, syempre kung merong document, if it's a public document, it's presumed to have been duly executed, although kailangan pa rin ma-identify, di ba? Pangalawa, kung it's a private document, then you have to prove that it was in fact duly executed or may due execution. Pag notaryado kasi, nagiging public document na siya. Whereas pag walang notaryo, private document lang siya. That's why sa amin, no, hindi namin siya tinatawag na affidavit kasi magiging affidavit lang naman pag sumumpa ka sa katotohanan ng mga sinasabi mo. That goes for everyone. And dito sa instances na ito, hindi kasi nangyari yon. No, and pagdating naman sa rules on evidence, syempre, yan talagang rules na sinusundan naming mga abogado sa regular courts. Now, sa impeachment court, we will leave it up to the impeachment court kasi nga, no, parating nasasabi yung term na liberally construed yung rules, meaning they will not strictly impose the rules, but still, it's our firm position na hindi naman pwedeng baliwalain lahat ng rules, di ba? Kasi kung hindi, bakit pa tayo naglilitis? So we still have to, syempre tayo ang position natin is we always have to follow the rules, whether it be the rules on impeachment according to the Senate rules, no, or the Constitution or the rules of court, which is suppletory in nature. So syempre yun ang kinikilingan natin because we are the defense, no, and syempre we are here to protect the rights of our client against, you know, arbitrary admission of certain pieces of evidence.
Sir, yung AO11 ng NBI, bakit mahalaga rin na mapag-aralan nyo muna?
Sa amin, gusto lang namin makita kung anong saklaw ng AO11. That's why nag-request tayo ng copy kanina.
Sir Question Attorney. Kanina dun sa habang sa line of questioning po natin, particularly on the documents, pinoint out ni Prosecutor Jervy Luis Roy yung paggamit ng mga X dun sa visualization, saying it's misleading. It could be interpreted po also by some as an active attempt from the defense to mislead the public. Can you respond po?
No, definitely not. There was no intention to mislead the public. Ang point lang namin doon is gusto lang natin pakita through graphics kung ano yung may personal knowledge siya, ano yung wala. Para lang mas madaling ma-appreciate, diba, na itong dokumento na to, wala kang personal knowledge. Itong pangalawang dokumento, wala rin siyang personal knowledge. It's really to show aling dokumento yung may personal knowledge sa wala. Because syempre, a witness can only testify as to matters wherein he or she has personal knowledge over.
So sa metang, mga 14 ba yung mga documents na wala siya personal knowledge?
I lost count. But definitely anything prior to his term, and that's understandable, no? anything prior to the term of Attorney Matibag as NBI Director, wala talaga siyang personal knowledge. At yun naman ay inamin naman niya at stipulate, in fact, they tried to stipulate kanina. But tayo, we just wanted to show kasi part ng line of questioning natin yan.
And hindi na sana dapat siya ginawang witness tungkol to.
Tungkol doon, yes. But I think let's also be fair. I think the testimony also centered around yung investigation na ginagawa ni Director Matibag sa ngayon. No? Yung kumbaga hindi yung investigation that led to the to the to the affidavit of investigation that they submitted to the DOJ for preliminary investigation, but rather on this second investigation dun sa ongoing threat.
Sir, it means po ba, sir, ang pinapoint out ng defense na possible chismis or sabi-sabi lang yung mga na ibahagi ni or yung mga sinasabi ni Attorney Matibag?
No, ang sinasabi natin is pagdating dun sa unang investigation na wala siyang personal knowledge, yun po ay tinatawag nating hearsay. No? So ibig sabihin wala kang personal na kaalaman kasi hindi ka na involved doon sa investigasyon na yun. Yun lang naman po yung sinasabi natin.
Any comment lang? Kasi originally, among the impeachment complaints at the House level, they included the alleged participation of the Vice President doon po sa extrajudicial killings in Davao City. But nung sa articles of impeachment, na-drop na nila yon. And here we are, during the trial, siningit nila yon during the presentation with apparently not notarized affidavit. Any comment on that?
Well, I think I don't want to speculate on what the strategy was or ano yung punto ng prosecution. I'm sure meron silang strategy or meron silang puntong gustong ipakita dyan. Maybe pattern, maybe kung ano man yun. But ang sa atin nga, hindi natin pwede tanggapin yung katotohanan ng mga nakasulat dun sa umanong statement ni Mr. Las Cañas because hindi naman siya in the form of affidavit. At pangalawa, mas importante to, si Mr. Las Cañas lang po yung pwedeng mag-identify ng sarili niyang affidavit and no one else. And that's why we were also objecting dun sa pagbabasa. No? Just to clarify, para lang maintindihan ng mga kababayan natin, we were also objecting dun sa pagbabasa ng mga paragraphs, di ba? Kasi ayaw din, katulad ng natanong kanina about misleading, baka ma-mislead yung public, ayaw din nating ma-mislead yung public. Kasi once it's said, whether it's admitted or not admitted as evidence, narinig na ng taong bayan eh. Hindi natin alam how they would appreciate it. So yun lang yung iniiwasan naman natin na bigla na lang may mga ganong statements no, na nasasabi in open court. But I think the presiding officer kept on reminding everyone naman, the senator judges, and has put it on record na hindi naman yung katotohanan ng mga katagang nakasulat doon or mga salitang isinulat doon ang dapat pansinin dahil hindi nga siya na-identify nung mismong nag-execute kung meron mang nag-execute ng ganung statement.
Okay, attorney, next week isang trial lang tayo, no? Tapos sa susunod na panahon, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., paano mag-a-adjust ngayon ang defense sa new development na yun?
Tayo susunod lang po talaga tayo sa utos ng impeachment court, no? Ako, just on a lighter note, taga-Cubao ako, so medyo matraffic yan pag pupunta ako dito ng 10 a.m. But tayo naman, susunod lang tayo kasi syempre naiintindihan naman natin na ang Senado po may ibang trabaho pa po yan maliban sa impeachment. Budget season is coming up. At syempre, may mga legislative work din sila na kailangan gawin. So, hindi naman po tayo maangal kung ano pong iutos ng impeachment court as far as schedule is concerned, susunod lang po talaga tayo.
Mas maganda ba yun sa inyo na ngayon kasi 2 p.m. to sawa ang term dyan eh. Yung 10 to 3 talagang may time limit na.
Opo. Wala naman kaming nakikita na mas maganda o hindi. Siyempre, in a way, nasanay tayo sa ganitong schedule and sa defense team, wala naman kaming problema kahit 1 to sawa tayo. Para lang matapos yung kailangan nating tapusin. Kasi nga, both sides, parati ko sinasabi, would not want this to go on any further and to have any unnecessary delays. But definitely, we'll have to adjust at least to the time. And syempre kami, may mga preparations din kaming ginagawa prior to the hearing itself or prior to trial. So kahit yun, adjust namin yung mga timetable din namin. But we're willing to comply.
For the record lang, sir.
Kasi may mga nagsasabi na pinasok na yung personal na buhay ni Attorney Matibag. Especially dun sa asawa po niya kay Congressman Matibag. Any on that, sir? Ano
We meant no offense, and I hope none was taken by Director Matibag. We respect that, except that, syempre, sa cross-examination, you really have to test not just the credibility, but also bias, no? That's why kanina kung naririnig nyo, pag nag-o-object, yung sagot namin dun sa objection, it goes into bias, diba? So, we have to check kung ang bawat testigo ay biased. Di ba? Hindi ka. And on the part of the prosecution, pag kami naman yung nag-represent ng aming witness, I'm sure isa rin yan sa mga titignan nila kung may bias yung aming mga witnesses.
In-approve nyo yung point nyo versus Director Matibag.
I don't want to say whether we proved it, we were able to prove that or not. I think it's really for the appreciation. And also, I don't want to say that in fairness na rin to Director Matibag. So we will just leave it up to the impeachment court to take what they got from that.
Pampahabol lang po last question. Na-mention po kanina at tinanong ng defense na kung nakipagkita daw po si Atty. Matibag sa ilang mga prosecutor, and he said na regarding lang daw doon sa kanyang pagtestigo. And sabi niya na kapag papatawag din siya ng defense ay haharap din naman siya. So is it possible na ipatatawag niyo rin po siya to discuss matters for the time when he will stand as a witness for the defense?
That will depend. Sa ngayon, wala pa naman po. Wala pa kaming napag-uusapan. Kasi nga, hindi pa namin alam kung kailan ba talaga yung presentation namin. Ang usapan kasi sa tapusin muna lahat ng articles. And then kami yung susunod na mag-represent. So medyo matagal-tagal pa. So hindi pa namin pinag-uusapan. If that changes, then perhaps we'll need to talk about that. No? But yung pagpapatanong naman sa kanya kung nakausap niya kung sino man ang sa prosecution, it's just to test kung rehearsed ang testimony or not. No? But again, let's be fair to Director Matibag. He explained naman na yes, nakausap niya, pero ang pag-uusap naman is just with the scope, kung ano yung kailangan magiging scope ng testimony niya, and that's normal. That's okay.
Sorry, last sa talaga for my part. Attorney, pinakita din po kanina yung sa trust ratings. Will the defense claim sa surveys on the trust of the public to Vice President as we go along the impeachment trial?
Well, right now, I can't say for sure. And if I could, I also won't disclose it because it's part of strategy, and I hope you understand. Thank you. At magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat. So see you tomorrow.
Jake.